Welcome to another video. Today we have the Himalayan out. It's under the carport just in case this all goes wrong and it needs to stay there until I get someone to do it for me properly. But I'm going to attempt to take the back wheel out and put this Motoz Rallz tyre on the back of there. Right, so all the tools that I'm going to be using for this job I have here with me now. So first of all, I have the Motion Pro tyre spoon with a 24mm ring spanner. I'll use that for undoing the nut to allow the wheel spindle to come out. I then just have a normal stubby 12mm spanner for the chain adjuster, just in case I need to loosen that off to get the chain off the sprocket and get the wheel out. And then we shall be using the Bead Pro. So I have two of those. These are the large ones. You'd probably want to take the smaller version of these out on the trail in your tool bag, but I'll be using these to pop the old tyre off the rim, and then using these two as tyre irons to lever the tyre off as I need. We also have a Bead Buddy 2 to help us keep the bead where we want it to be and stop that popping out. And because I've never done this job before, I do have the Rim Shield 2 to stop me marking the rims. I'm not sure how soft the metal is on the Himalayan, and I don't want to damage or mark anything unnecessarily, so I'll be using the Rim Shield as well. One more thing I've just knocked up in the kitchen is some soapy water in an old bottle, in an old spray bottle. So I'm going to be using that to help get the new tyre onto the rim. Now, if you are out on the trail, you may want to take something smaller. I've seen very small sort of potions made up for doing this, or just struggle without. Right then, the first thing we're going to use is this 24mm ring spanner. We'll use that to take the nut off the other side, take this spindle out, and then get the wheel off the bike. So you want to unhook the chain and then put it out of the way, either on the other side of the swing arm or away from the sprocket, so that we can now wheel the whole thing out. Like that. Now, you should be using a valve core removal tool for this, but I couldn't find mine and I didn't have a chance to get another one. So I'm just using a screwdriver in the middle to let the air out of this tyre. So actually, just as I'm removing the air from this tyre, I can already feel that the bead is broken just from me kneeling on it like that. Bead is broken on that tyre off the rim just whilst we were letting the air out. But if it hadn't done, we would need to use the bead breaker. So for this, you would put that in there, put that like this, and then push those together, and that would just pop the bead off the rim like so. Because I've never done this before, I'm going to use the rim shield as much as I can, just to make sure that I don't do any damage. So I need to be getting this and pulling this up and over, which almost seems impossible. So I need to have a rethink of how exactly we do this. Probably don't need. Anybody out there watching will be telling me how you don't need lubrication to take the tyre off, but I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm going to put some on anyway. Wow, that's the first bit broken. I'm just going to continue to go around here, taking small bites. Oh, now we're farming. Yes! Right, so that can come out of there now. Baby steps. Please be kind to me in the comments. Hey! Success! So now we are going to flip the whole thing over, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. Can you tell I don't know what I'm doing? Well, see, I don't have enough of these to be able to do it without taking a bite now and then without one in place, which is a shame. But see, this one I've got nipped up in there. I'm just going to leave that one there. See, I've got that caught in there now, the same as this one. But it doesn't seem to be marking the rims. That's the mark I made last time before I bought any tools and tried doing it without knowing what I was doing. So that is the wheel now out on both sides. Now you can, I believe, just get the wheel rim like this. And out it comes. I forgot to take that out, but never mind. It's gone dark now, if you couldn't already tell. So that is half the job done. Probably the easy part done. Next step, clean everything up and then get ready to put the new tyre on. So I have the new tyre here now. Now I just need to make sure that I'm putting it in the right direction. So it's got an arrow on it there, showing that that rolls forwards in that direction. And the sprocket goes this way. So the tyre and the rim both want to go in that direction. That's never going to go on there like that. How did he do it? I'm going to fit this inner tube back inside. Still got a bit of air in it, but that should stop it from causing us too much problems. I'm going to line that up and just put the inner tube back through this hole, and then just put that on there. God damn it. Just put this on just loosely for now. Now we have this in there. We're going to start working our way around and getting this whole bead, this side, onto this side of the rim. Right, okay. I'm going to try it this way around and go underneath there and try and push that away. He says, I'm convinced that that should go now. Doesn't want to. It does not want to go. He says. Right. So it's dark now, and I'm now doing it under spotlights. And those spotlights are absolutely roasting. The sweat's dripping off me. The other side of the bead is on. We want that to be up in the centre as best we can, all the way around. Right, so that's the bead buddy now installed. And just push that over. pop that bead over, and then when this one comes out, spin it round. Hey, get back. He's gonna get to the tricky bit soon. So this is what we're with at the moment. We just need to get this section in here, which seems to be the most difficult. So I think we just have to persevere. I know there's ways you can do this using zip ties and bits of rope and things like that. I just wanted to try and do it the conventional method with tyre spoons and things like that, but we'll get there. See, when that side pops in, this side pops out. So what if we just keep moving this along? Move our little bead buddy along. See, all that's doing is making it pop out over here. Little bastard. This is going to be more of a comedy show than a tutorial. No, you get back over there and you go over there as well. Just want to try and get 2 tyre levers in at the same time so that one doesn't pop out when I do the other. Oh my god, this wheel's going to be wrecked by the time I've done this. Right, how do I get this last bit in? Anybody? So I'm at the point now where I can't really get either of those out. Let's try. Go on, last one. Yes! Yes! We did it. So, I found then that I couldn't push it down with my knee like that. I had to stand on it to stop. But we have finally got the tyre on the rim. Right, we have the tyre on the rim, so we're just going to blow this up with this little compressor, which is something that you might have with you on the trail. And we're going to put that up to 34. There we go, 34 psi. Space has fallen out. Only 700 more times for that to happen. Space has fallen out again. I've had this wheel on and off here loads of times. It's only because I've got a camera on me. It's been a pain. So it does go in. Does go in. Right, we're probably up to the point now where it needs to be lined up through here. What a carry on. Right, last but not least, we need to put the nut and washer back on and just tighten that up. Well, now it is spinning, so we shall just hold that there. Now, if you had a torque wrench, which we do, so we will torque this up afterwards, but it's not about changing a wheel, it was about changing a tyre. So there you have it. We now have the Motoz Rallz rear tyre on this. It is a 130/80/17, so that's gone up from the 120/90/17. So because we've got 10mm more width, the aspect ratio is 80 rather than 90, which gives you, near as damn it, the same tyre height. So the tyre should be exactly the same rolling circumference as the old one. Bear in mind that the lugs on this are a lot bigger than the tread on that. So as the tread wears, you are going to get a slight change in tyre circumference anyway. I'm sweating. It took way longer than it should have done. It was my first time, but we persevered and we've managed to get it on. And that's it done. So if you did enjoy that video, even just for the comedy value rather than a tutorial, then please give us a thumbs up, consider liking and subscribing so you can see what we're up to next, and join us in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.